See, a lot of my bystander scenarios are airplane ones, because those are like much harder to deal with. So I was sitting in the emergency row. It was a 2x2 plane. So the flight attendant comes up and he's trying to be funny. There's 4 men and he says, "Okay guys, I want to know, like, are you guys man enough to like open the door and do all these things you're supposed to do if you're in the emergency row?" It's because if you're not, I'm sure there's some women that would agree to do it. So everyone said yes. I said, like, I have to say something. That wasn't cool. What am I going to say? I'm in the airplane. So he comes to give us our water, and he like looks at me, and he could see I was like, something was going on in my head. He goes, "Is everything okay?" But I like wasn't ready to say something, so I said, "Yeah, everything's okay." Because like I wanted to say something. So finally he was at the front in his jump seat reading the newspaper, and I decided to pretend to go to the bathroom. So I went up, and as I was opening the door to the bathroom, I said, "I notice you have a sense of humor about your work." And he said, "Yeah, this job is so boring. People get so bored. You say the same things over and over again." He says, "People like it when you have a sense of humor about it." And I said, "That's totally cool. I agree with you. I'm one of those bored people." I said, "I think it's great to have a sense of humor." So could you see how I was creating a relationship? And then I said, "I'm curious what you meant when you told us that if we weren't man enough, some women would sit in the emergency row." And he said, "Oh, I was just trying to be funny." And I said, "Well, do you think some people could feel that that's inappropriate or demeaning?" And he goes, "No," he says, "I meant that to be empowering of women." And I said, "You know, I think you're totally great, and I really appreciate where you're coming from, and I wish there were more flight attendants like you, but I think you should be careful about that remark, because that could be misunderstood for a number of reasons, and I wouldn't want you to like get in trouble because you're so great." And then I pretended to go to the bathroom, right? But you see how I created an opportunity to have a conversation with him. And then in the context of the conversation, I could say it. But when he was giving out the water, I wasn't going to say, "You know, I think that was really inappropriate what you said to us in the emergency room." And then everyone in the plane is like looking at me. So you see how you have a toolbox. You have different responses you could use in different situations according to who you are and what's comfortable for you. And then you have to practice them so they become more comfortable. And then you find that you have so many more things that you could do that you never did in the past.